Welcome to my channel. I am Coach Julia and I am going to be teaching you how to do some really basic backward skating. Now this is a perfect video for those of you who are just starting out on the ice. Maybe you've learned how to take a few forward steps and you want to challenge yourself with some backward skating. So if you're more advanced, I have other tutorials for you, but for this is for those of you who just want to start trying to skate backwards. So the first thing you're gonna do is find a wall, and we're gonna do a couple little push-offs from the wall. So the first thing to know is your blades are not actually flat. They are kind of flat in the back and they curve up towards the front where that toe pick is. And that curve is something we call a rocker. When you're skating backwards, we kind of want to push up onto that curve because that helps us get backwards momentum. We don't want to go so far up on that curve that our toe picks are dragging onto the ice, because that's actually going to slow us down. We're working so hard to go backwards, and if your toe picks drag, then it's counterproductive. So you just want to practice kind of lifting those heels up slightly so that you can balance on that rocker. If you'll know you're on the rocker when it's kind of the ball of your foot and your feet can wiggle back and forth really easily without the whole blade dragging on the ice. So everything we do going backwards is somewhat on that rocker area. So the first thing I want you to do is put your hands on the wall. We're going to stand really tall and engage our abs and our back. Okay, you don't want to have a sloppy upper body because then you're going to fall over much more easily. And of course we don't want to fall over. So we're going to give ourselves a little push and try to find that rocker position. Push, hands in front, and try to find that rocker so your toes aren't dragging on the ice. Let's try that again. So you can have your knees kind of in what I call a soft bend, not super bent. We're not trying to do squats out here, and definitely not really straight. When your knees are really straight, it's very hard to keep your upper body balanced. So when our knees are soft, we can kind of put all of the unevenness in our knees rather than have it happen up in our upper body. So nice soft knees, engage your core, pull your belly in towards your spine, and give yourself a little push. And try to find those rockers in your skates. Once you feel like you can do that comfortably, we're ready to actually take some steps going backwards. So we can start with some momentum off the wall, and then we're going to do something called backward wiggles. I know it's a really funny name, but I just want you to imagine your feet are like window wipers, okay? So each time we move our feet back and forth, we get a little bounce in our knees. That little bounce is going to help propel you backwards. So you can see my feet are moving together, okay? They're not like out here doing something funny. They're moving together in kind of a twisting position. So we're going to give ourselves a little push, and then we're going to twist, and our hands are going to go opposite our knees. Twist, twist, twist. Every time you twist, you're going to give yourself a little bounce with your knees, and that's going to help propel you backwards. So these are your backward wiggles. Again, so you can give yourself a little push off the wall for some momentum when you're just starting. But once you've got the hang of it, we don't need that wall. We're just going to put those hands out in front, and our hands are going to go opposite our knees. So when your knees go to the left, your hands go to the right, and vice versa. Okay, so we're just going to go bounce, bounce, bounce. Keep those hands low in front of you. Remember, if your hands go up, you can fall backwards, so keep them low in front of you, and they're going to go opposite your knees and hips. So we bounce, bounce, trying to keep those toe picks off the ice, toes up on those rockers, little twist, little bounce, soft knees, and hands go opposite your toes. The next thing we're going to try to do is glide backwards on 2 feet, and maybe even try some 1-foot glides going backwards. That'll be exciting. So we're going to get some momentum with those backward wiggles. So we're going to get a little speed going. And then I want you to just stand really nice and straight, pull up through your quads, nice and tall, and put those hands out kind of low in front of you. So we're going to try that again. We're going to get a little momentum. Straighten and lift those quads, hands in front. Okay, you want to keep your head right between your feet. You want to keep those toes up off the ice. Remember, if your toes drag in the ice, you're going to be stopping all of the momentum and all of that work that you're putting into this. So practice those 2-foot glides because the next thing we're going to do is 1-foot glides. Now, being able to skate on 1 foot, both forwards and backwards, is crucial to learning any neat tricks down the road. So take your time, okay? I don't want to push you to doing 1-foot glides when you're not ready, but once you're comfortable with a 2-foot glide, we're going to practice those 1-foot glides. Now, those hands need to stay low in front of you, about your belly button height, okay? We're going to lift up with that core really strong. Keep yourself slightly forward. We don't want to stand backwards and fall back on our head. So when we stand up, we stand slightly forwards, okay? Now, I am just going to pick up 1 foot. I'm going to do my right foot for now, and I'm going to bring my foot right up the other leg and try to lift it so that my legs are really close. I don't want that leg hanging out here because then I have an extra thing that I have to deal with. All right, if your leg's out there, then you're trying to balance that leg and the rest of your body. So keep your legs together. That way you're only worrying about balancing one thing. So we're gonna get our momentum going. We're gonna get a 2-foot glide and then carefully lift that free leg up the skating leg. So we get some momentum, 2-foot glide, and lift that skating leg right up the free leg, pressing down with those hands. Let's practice those 1-foot glides one more time so we get some momentum with our wiggles, find our balance, and then lift that leg straight up, drawing it up our skating leg. Press those hands down, pull that tummy in, keep your chin up nice and high, and there's your 1-foot glides. Make sure you practice this on both feet. We don't want to end up really, really strong on 1 foot and not able to skate on the other foot. So anything you do that's 1 foot, practice it on both legs. The next thing that we're going to try is something called a swizzle. Now, if you followed my other tutorial, you're going to have learned how to do these going forwards. It's like the shape of a lemon or a football or something like that. Well, today we're going to work on learning them backwards, okay? So we're going to start with our toes together. Hands out in front, nice strong core, nice lifted chin. We're gonna bend our knees. Now it's kind of funny because your knees stop each other, but that's okay. So we toes together, bend our knees. We're gonna push out and then rise up and squeeze our heels together, okay? So let's try that again. Remember, your knees are your engine in skating. When you push down into the ice, that creates momentum. So we're gonna push down and that builds some speed, okay? You can try a single swizzle back and forth like that. Toes together, bend, push down into the ice, and rise up and squeeze those heels together. Once you can do one all by itself, then we're gonna try to connect them going backwards across the ice. Now, when you connect them, instead of smashing your heels together, I want you to try to pull your feet parallel. Okay? That way you can keep your momentum going. If you smash your heels together, you're gonna stop with each one and you're gonna have to build that momentum again. So, hands out in front, nice strong core, stay up on your rockers. We talked about that at the beginning, that curve at the front of our skate. We're gonna bend our knees, push down, squeeze together, and bring your feet parallel. Push out, squeeze together, feet parallel. Push out, squeeze together, feet parallel. These are your backward swizzles. Your swizzles are a foundation for a lot of other things, including your backward crossovers. So if you want to do forward crossovers or backward crossovers in the future, I really recommend you spend some time practicing both your forward swizzles and these backward swizzles I just showed you. All right, skaters, I hope you enjoyed that, learned some new backwards skating maneuvers. Remember, if you want to learn more skating, come back to my channel because I have all kinds of tutorials for you of all different levels. If you enjoyed this, then please do give us that thumbs up, and I always look forward to reading all the comments in the section down below. If you haven't done so yet, then hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell down in the corner. Happy skating, and I'll see you next time.